The clever thief was so scared and didn't know what to do, so he decided to seek the counsel of a very wise man. In a big town lived a very rich and young gentleman. He was so wealthy that soon the tales of his wealth had spread throughout the town and even the neighboring villages. Soon, the tales of his wealth reached the ears of a very clever thief. This particular thief was so notorious and clever. He was responsible for most of the missing items in the town, but no one had ever caught him red-handed. They were only suspicious of him, but they weren't sure. When the thief heard of the kind of wealth the gentleman had, he thought to himself, "If this man is as rich as they say, then I must get some of this money for myself." So he decided that he was going to come up with a plan on how to get the money. He thought long and hard, and finally he got an idea. One very day, when the sun had gone down and darkness had finally come, this clever thief sneaked into the house of the rich man without anyone noticing. He managed to hide himself in a dark corner of the gentleman's room. The gentleman entered into his room and started counting his bags of money. He didn't notice the presence of anyone in his room. As soon as the gentleman was done with counting his money, he left the room to fetch something. The thief immediately didn't waste any time. He grabbed two of the bags and escaped. The owner was so astonished on his return a few minutes later to find out that two bags were no longer in the room. He looked so hard to find these bags, but he could not find any trace of the bags, neither could he find a trace of the thief. He searched around the compound, all to no avail. The next morning, however, he was chanced to meet the robber just outside the house. The robber looked so confused that the rich man immediately suspected that he was the thief, because how could he be in front of his house that morning when there was a robbery in his house at the middle of the night? He could not, however, prove it, so the case was taken before the judge. The thief was so much alarmed when he heard this news. He sought a very wise man in the village and asked for his advice. The wise man promised to help him if he would also promise to pay him half of the money when he got off. This the robber at once agreed that he would do. The old man then decided that he was going to assist him to the full of his capacity. The old man thought of how best to approach the issue, and then he advised him to go home and dress in rags. He must ruffle his hair and beard and behave as if he was a madman. And if anyone was to ask him a question, he must just answer, "Moo." The thief then went home, wore clothes that looked like rags. He then scattered his hair and made his beard look so tattered and unkempt. Immediately, the thief went before the judge, and to every single question asked by the judge, he said, "Moo, moo." The judge at last grew so angry. He was tired of the case because he was not getting any response from the thief. He immediately dismissed the court. The thief went home with so much joy and happiness in him. The next day, the wise man who had helped the thief came to his house to ask for half of the stolen money, which they had agreed he would get as his payment once the case was done. But he couldn't get any answer from the thief, because when he went to request for his money, all the thief could say was moo, moo. And at last, in so much anger and despair, he had to go back home without a penny. The ungrateful robber kept everything to himself. The wise man regretted his decision very much. He regretted that he had saved the life of the thief from his just punishment. But now it was too late, and there was nothing he could do about it again. The moral of this story is 1. Do not dine with devils. There's this proverb that says, when dining with the devil, use a long spoon. And to explain this, it simply means when you are relating with evil people who do not have any morals whatsoever, you have to be very careful. That wise man was not careful when he was relating with the thief. He even went as far as assisting the thief. You are not even supposed to mingle with people who are evil. That's just the truth of the matter. He mingled with the evil guy and then he got his reward in the end. Number 2, when you assist in a particular evil, it will eventually get to your turn one day. It doesn't matter how long it will take. If you are the type of person you like helping people with anything evil, wherever there is evil or wickedness going on, you're always there to help them and cover up their tracks. One day, those people you are supporting and helping will turn back against you. That thing they are doing to others, they will one day do it to you too. So don't be surprised when it happens. Number 3, always choose the right path. It doesn't matter whether money is involved or not. Do not sacrifice your conscience for the sake of money, because that is exactly what that wise man did. He sacrificed his conscience because of money, and at the end of the day, he didn't even get the money he was looking for. Number 4, when you keep assisting evil, then it continues. There's this proverb that says, evil continues when good men keep quiet. Or how do they say it? In this case, this is something we see in our society. This thief in this story could have easily been caught. He would have been caught if not for the assistance of the wise man. He has been stealing for so long in the village. People have been suspecting him. Nobody has caught him red-handed. Then there was now an opportunity to catch him red-handed for a case to be settled. Everyone, if this wise man didn't give him this evil idea, he might not have gotten away with it. Finally, they would have caught the thief that has been terrorizing their community. But he decided that he was going to sit back and watch and even assist the thief, knowing fully well that that was not the right thing to do. That brings us to the end, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell for more African folktale stories and, cultural talks and what have you. So bye and see you in the next video.